Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to be doing our first practice post update. Obviously lots of mood changes. I made some changes to my team. I had Mawile in it, but then I took it out and I put Drifblim. I'll probably actually replace Drifblim with Medichamp, or if I can get a hold of a cross shop Primate. That sounds pretty good to me. But my team is Drifblim, Poliwrath, Bastiodon, Steelix, Cresselia, and Dusclops. So we're going up against Shiny Hunter Ben first. So Shiny Hunter Ben, I believe, I'm pretty confident that he's coming to Toronto for a tournament. So we're gonna set up this team first, with leading with Poliwrath, hoping to catch a tank, and we catch Primate. So I actually haven't done this matchup before. I lagged a little bit at the beginning. Because I actually thought this match was a CMP tie. So I'm going to hit the Ice Punch. He hits me with the Cross Shot, which actually hurts quite a bit, to be honest. And either the IVs on mine are terrible, and he correctly predicts I'm going to come in with something that's going to be weak to Night Slash, which is the case. So that's a good prediction on his side. And then I fade him down. And then here I'm against a Alolan Marowak. Not a great situation for me. I end up shielding, hoping that it's a Shadow Ball. It is a Shadow Ball. And I tried to switch out before. I did click the charge move. Then I'm like, oh, okay, no, I probably should switch out. I do get the shield, which is great. He switches into Claydol, which is an interesting switch. I'm definitely win this matchup, but he is. But can I win it with the Marowak in the back? I'm not sure if actually. I think I survive. I would survive this Earth Power, because I don't think Claydol wins the no shields matchup. I actually probably take a look at that. Let's see, Dusclops, Claydol. This is a CMP tie, but I did have the energy advantage, so it definitely would have helped me out. So, and I get nuked by the Shadow Ball, which is not great for me. And then we kind of have a little standoff, and then I just wait, and then I hit the Aurora Beam. That obviously won't happen in the future. We'll just get credit the energy right away. So he probably would have beat me post update. But who knows how they're going to do the mechanics. All right. And now we're going to match number 2. And I'm going to go with this Cresselia double tank lineup, hoping to catch the Primate lead. Again, I'm running a blind 6, so these my opponents can obviously put together a lineup that's going to be pretty good against mine. So in this situation, I feel like okay. He switches out to a Alolan Marowak. I am way too slow on this switch. I really should have switched to Bastiodon. This is the defining decision on my end, because yeah, Bastiodon definitely would have been way better of a switch in. And I'm hoping that this is not a Shadow Ball, and it is. I barely survive, which is kind of nuts. And I'm going to just crunch again, take out this Alolan Marowak, maintain switch advantage, but I'm not sure. With that Claydol and my Bastiodon on the back is not good news for me at all. Yeah, I don't really have a great answer, to be honest, in this situation. So I'm going to come out Bastiodon. And I think I should end up shielding. It ends up being a crunch, so he baited me. So I'm not in a good situation. Yeah, there's almost no chance I'm going to win. If I would have did the other way around, had Bastiodon, then I could have ended my... So, I don't know why I did the flamethrower. It was right of me to farm up to it. I should just left it, then switched out. And I hit this Aurora Beam, which does super effective damage, but Aurora Beams are a pretty bad move. And this Earth Power is not going to KO me. I let this go, and it ends up being an Earthquake. Really nice play. And yeah, there's absolutely zero chance I'm gonna win this. So I just let him finish me off. So GG. If I would have went Bastodon into Alolan Marowak, which is a way better matchup, I potentially could have farmed down that matchup, had energy for a Flamethrower, then hit Flamethrower into whatever came in next. But you know, not my. This is what I need to practice. So I'm gonna try this lineup again. But the thing is, like, people aren't running Poliwrath Fighters as much, so I don't know how good this lineup is anymore. So terrible situation for me. Here's a Drift Blim, and I really should have shielded this Shadow Ball. But I was hoping it was gonna be a bluff, but it is not. And here I should have potentially baited because I am coming from behind, but he ends up shielding, and then I really shouldn't have shielded as much as I did, but I really needed to land this Earthquake. Yeah, I should have baited. Even at this case, I should have baited and then went for the... Okay, so no, I didn't need to bait. And we're kind of having a standoff, but he ends up doing the Dragon Tail and still beating me to it. So we just wait. I'm gonna... it was too late to click. I think he already had the energy at that point in time, so I was like a turn behind. I was just being fussy about it. So, and the switch locked, but it doesn't really matter. He's able to get off this crunch. Really nice play on his side. And there's like really not much I can do in this case. And a comeback with Bastodon. I probably should have hit a charge move. He Shadow Balls me. Bone Club is a better move because it is double super effective. Just barely, though. That's how bad Bone Club is compared to neutral Shadow Ball. And, you know, if I switched it faster, I probably didn't need to waste this charge move. But there's not really much I could do. And he correctly times it. Really nice play on his side. If I would have got to that Stone Edge, then I definitely would have won. But he counted it up pretty well. And here I debate between trying to feint down, or I really should just try to go for the feint down, but he's going to hit the charge move right here anyways, so doesn't really matter. Goes for Shadow Ball. Nice play. GG. I didn't really have a good answer there, and he timed it very well, so really well played. There was a lot of things I was not prepared for with this post update, so but it was good. You know, good to get some practice in. And he's switching out quite well. I think this is a very long practice actually. So, how many? I did like 15 battles or something like that. So. You're in for, well, you've already would have seen the length of this video. And he comes in with, I was way too slow on that. I should have been well, I kind of figured like that it was going to be a Hydro Pump, but and I really should not have shielded. There was only, I think he only did like 5 of them ended up shielding, which is a waste of shield and the charge move. So and I purposely don't do any to try to get like a little bit more energy. It would have been okay for me to. I think I would have been in an okay situation, but because I ended up shielding and wasting the charge move, ended up being pretty bad for me because I wouldn't be able to get off 2 Aurora Beams probably against this Steelix and put like a lot of pressure on this Steelix. And I'm gonna hit Power Up Punch, and like 2 Aurora Beams definitely would have put Steelix in a way lower health situation. It definitely would have been able to farm a little more. And it ends up being Earthquake. I kind of figured it was gonna be Earthquake, but I'm like, the only way that I'm gonna win is if he tries to bait me. And I think I let this go. He does a nice switch to a Lonely Marowak just to get the energy advantage, so nice play on his side. And I'm going to hit the Shadow Punch. And ends up being the Shadow Ball, so I correctly predict that. And I need to take out this Alolan Marowak, but not enough to take it out. I need to be a little bit stronger attack, and then his Steelix was almost done anyway, so pretty close match, but really well played on his side, especially with the Poliwrath. Poor counting on my side. So Swak just AJ just open, and I think he believes he sends. I think he sends right now. Perfect. And we are off to the races. So he actually noticed afterwards, after I said the switch, he has a Fire Fang one, which is obviously not good for me. But he actually probably could have stayed in and potentially tried to like win out this matchup, but maybe he likes this matchup. He is running a Feint Attack a Hex version. No, Feint Attack. I think it's Feint Attack. Let's see. Looks like Feint Attack because I see my Dragon Tail. That's the confused part. I see my Dragon Tails. It's definitely Feint Attack just by the speed of that animation. So at this point in time, I'm like pretty comfortable letting him feint me down, but he ends up baiting me or trying to bait me with a Shadow Punch, and then he lets them get through. So I'm in a pretty good situation right here. And I'm going to come in with Bastodon. Feel pretty good with Bastodon. I think I end up shielding one of these. And he comes with Steelix, with Thunderfang Steelix. Which is, Bastodon has a better matchup against Thunderfang Steelix than Dragon Tail just because of the energy gain. So I really want him to Earthquake my Cresselia, but that was not the case. And I'm going to survive this anyway, so it didn't really matter. And I'm going to hit this Aurora Beam. Doing a decent chunk. I was hoping to KO the Steelix, but it survives with like minimal HP, and I really need to KO it. And I do, so and this one I make some stupid mistakes. I don't know why I went for the Stone Edge. I really just needed to feint it down. That was kind of like a waste of a turn on my side. And he's gonna hit the Bone Club, and I think it's like only 3. No, because it's Fire Fang, it's a little slower. And be able to just barely feint him down before he gets to the Bone Club. So GG. And now we're going to move on to match number 2 against AJ. Yeah, this is not the team I would bring to the tournament. Not because I lost some games, just like I end up in some situations where I didn't really have an answer to it. So I want to try out some different Pokemon. Like if I can get a hold of a cross shop primate, definitely one I want to try out. Here we go, Steelix into this Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak with Fire Fang has a much better matchup against Steelix. I think it wins like situationally, and I'm hoping this is a dumb move on my side. I go for the Earthquake. I'm hoping to catch him off guard, and where he won't shield, he does shield, and I'm like, okay, I'm screwed. Get out of there. Gotta. And then I think I shield this Shadow Ball, which would definitely put a hurting on me. And then he comes into Thunderfang Steelix, kind of like flipping these matchups totally upside down with these new movesets. And these Thunderfangs are doing some damage to my Steelix, but with my boosted Poliwrath, I'm doing a lot of damage as well. And I need to hit this this Power Up Punch before he gets to a crunch. Ends up shielding, and then at this point in time, I'm like, okay, I'll let him crunch me. It's fine. End up surviving. I'm not sure he underpowered that crunch or if crunch actually does that little. I think he comes in with his Dusclops and just fades me down. And I want to force his hand into doing a charge move into my Steelix, so I'm a little bit more even with my Dusclops, but he clearly like overcharged, so he's going to beat me to the first charge move, which is fine. And so Fate Attack generates 6 energy per, I think. 6 energy per, it's only 35 to get to a Shadow Punch. So I need to like manage that energy accordingly. And he comes in with his Alolan Marowak, and it's off to the races. This is not going to feint him, but I need to. I'm going to shield, and then I don't think he has enough energy for a second one, so I'm just going to tap him down right there and get the win. Next, I go up against Toistel, and Toistel puts a clinic on me, exposes a huge hole in my team, and I actually really don't even have. Well, I'm playing blind 6 purposely, right? This is just for me to test out my lineup, and it's good to expose holes into my lineup, and as well show you guys some perspectives. He exposes a humongous hole in my team, and you'll see in a little bit that I really don't have an answer to this, and pointing out a really underrated Pokemon. You know, that's what Toistel does very well. I'm like, Probopass. I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, yeah. Anyway, these confusions are chunking away, but he's gonna get to these rock slides super quickly, and he's obviously overcharging them. And I really should have went for the Moonblast. I have no idea why I went for Aurora Beam. It was an absolutely terrible decision. You see like how little this Aurora Beam does. And I was hoping to catch a. And he comes with Medicham, which I'm like, oh god, this is not a great situation for me. And I tried to go for the bait to draw a shield. I was like, okay, if I can get a shield, I might be a little bit better. Nope, he doesn't shield. I'm like, okay, I really should have went up for the second Earthquake, because I definitely would have survived this next Power Up Punch. And then could have just barely got to it, or maybe not got to it. Maybe look like I got to it. And he's going to Power Up Punch me again, or maybe Ice Punch me, I don't know. Power Up Punch. And he's going to come in with Probopass, and I really don't have a good answer. I'm not going to shield. He Rock Slides. And I really should have Moonblasted in the first place, because if you look at the huge difference between Moonblast and Aurora Beam, that's like a Aurora Beam like just tickled Probopass, and it just hit one more confusion into it, and he's probably realizing that I don't have a good answer to Probopass, and he's with Thunderbolt, and I'm like, oh, I can't shield. Like, these like Thunderbolts are not doing a ton of damage. I just gotta farm them down. And he comes in with Steelix, and I'm like such low health. I was like, there's really nothing he can. All he really has to do is just crunch me down. To be honest, like there's no point even like trying to bait to Earthquake, because like he can just like hit like a bunch of. So I got both shields, but so like I 100% recognize this is gonna be a crunch. Like I know he baited up to it, and I realized that like right after this is a crunch too, right? There's nothing I can do. Like if I take this crunch, then he can just farm me down, because I need to hit 2, and we had experienced a little bit of lag, but I've already lost this match, so it doesn't really matter. And we're lagging so much. And we time out, and then I realized that the only way I can win is if first off, I was like, okay, maybe he'll lead with Medicham this time, because like, man, my Driftblim, my Dusclops, Poliwrath, Cresselia, and Bastiodon. So like, as long as he has Steelix, and I would have to line up, which I don't know why I didn't do this. I really should have brought in Poliwrath and put down. I really should have led with Poliwrath and then put Bastiodon down, but we end up in the same situation. I was like, this matchup basically plays out exactly the same. I think he wins actually a little bit more convincingly. I think I Moonblast this time. I don't even think there's even a situation where I can like burn an extra shield and win this one. Let's see, probably not. Maybe if I had yeah, this is a brutal beatdown. Yeah, even if I burned both shields, I still end up losing that. Losing that matchup. So there's not really much I can do. If I had Future Sight, maybe it'd be a little bit better. Yeah, see, if I had Future Sight, I could win with 2 shields. So, maybe I'll consider Claydol on my team, or maybe Bronzon. Well, I don't think I'll see very many Probopasses in tournaments, but maybe this will inspire some people to bring Probopass to. Probopass is a very good Pokemon in general, so. And I think I just eat this, which doesn't do very much. And then I think I come in Moonblast. Hopefully I come in Moonblast. Nope, I do not. I get a shield, which is a little better, I guess. And I am okay. And then the end of that video got cut off because I passed the 35-minute limit. But basically, I think I do predict the Earthquake, and I shield Earthquake, and then I do get 2 flamethrowers off, but I'm not able to feint down his Steelix, and then he comes in with Probopass and just like Thunderbolts or Rock Slides it. So anyways, this is not a good matchup for me, so I'm going to switch out into Dusclops, and I'm going to hit this Fire Fang into Steelix. And he's clearly building up for 2, which is the the right strategy because you're gonna be able to survive these, or if you're gonna shield anyways. And I shield, and fully knowing that I'm gonna get hit by another crunch very shortly afterwards. And then here I'm gonna fire punch, hoping to take out the Steelix, which I do, and not able to get to that Shadow Punch. That definitely would have helped me a ton getting to it, because I think he has like Lugia in the back. Well, it wouldn't have made a difference, to be honest. He incorrectly does the Future Sight, but I think he realizes afterwards, because I'm like, oh, okay, he has Future Sight, I have a chance. Then he Moonblast me. Then I was like, okay, I have no chance now. And then I go for Aurora Beam, Moonblast, do a good chunk of damage, and then I do make a mistake in this matchup, which I'll show in a little bit. And then I just under tap that Aurora Beam to take him out, which obviously I won't be able to do in the future. And I'm desperate to get to this Aurora Beam, which I'm not able to get to, but it does reset his energy. And then at this point in time, I really should have baited. This is a dumb mistake by me. I should have baited. I don't know if it actually would have made a difference, actually. Let's see here. See, if I would have baited, I could have under-tapped. Well, I ended up getting the Ice Punch anyways, but ended up not being enough. But if I would have... let me see here. Poliwrath. This is a totally winnable match on my side. I actually don't know. He doesn't have... No, I actually should be KO'd by the Sky Attack. I don't know why it wasn't. Did he miss bubbles? That's probably why. I have no idea. But anyways, so okay. Oh, sorry. We're going to the next match. Okay, so we're going on to the next set of matches. And while I wait for that match, someone's trying to call me, so I'm just gonna message them quickly. Okay, we're going to Poliwrath, and first I need to check if this is going to be a confusion one. He ends up switching out to, and I don't know why I did that. Ice Punch is a stupid mistake on my side. I switch into Dusclops. I really should have switched into Dusclops right away. I'm running the Feint Attack version, so it doesn't farm Machamp as well. And to be honest, maybe I need to hit that Ice Punch to make sure that I win this matchup. And I'm just going to let this Ice Punch come through. Dusclops is very tanky, able to absorb those Ice Punches very well. Comes back in with Bronzong, and these Shadow Punches are going to do a decent chunk if they do go through. And I'm hoping to hit one more. I realize he's running the Feint Attack version of it, so I switch out, recognizing it's pretty safe for my Poliwrath. And I want to build up a little bit of energy to ramp up against this Slowbro that's in the back. And then I'm able to hit the power-up punch before he's able to get the Psyshock off. He comes back with Slowbro, and I'm hoping to get a shield. I don't know why. I should have just double Ice Punched, because that power-up punch was pathetic. So I hit the Ice Punch. It does give a little bit more oomph to this Ice Punch, and which does like a moderate amount. He definitely can't farm me down. And I'm just going to let it go. And he Psychics me. And then I'm going to come with Bastiodon. It doesn't really matter at this point in time. The Slowbro's such low health. Even if this is a Water Pulse, I would have been able to survive. Ends up being a Psychic. And he ends up fainting with 1 shield. Slowbro's an interesting Pokemon. I wish it was had like a little bit better charge moves. It has like good closing charge moves, I guess, or moderate closing charge moves. And I come with Cresselia, Steelix, and Dusclops. And let's see how we do. All right, so we are gonna go Cresselia versus Slowbro. It comes in with Scissor. I was like, oh man, I have no idea how to deal with the Scissor. So I switch into Steelix to catch that X-Scissor, and the Fury Cutters are just adding up. And he goes in with these Night Slashes, which he's just gonna be able to spam really quickly. They don't do a ton of damage. I'm gonna hit this Crunch to get a shield, which I do. And he goes for another Night Slash. And these Dragon Tails are doing a little bit. They are resisted by Scissor's Steel typing. I honestly thought he would get to another Night Slash. I don't think he thought he was going to survive, or if he did, then he definitely could have got one off. And then, oh man, I was so close. These one-turn moves are pretty annoying. So I hit this Shadow Punch, expecting that he's going to go for Ice Beam or Psychic. So I end up shielding. Goes for Ice Beam. Psychic would have been better. And I thought it was a little bit closer to the charge move. And it ends up not being great for me. I end up... So, for sure, you want to do Psychic against Dusclops, just because it's going to be neutral. There's Stab behind it. Ice Beam and... Okay, come on. Oh. I think I make a big mistake here. I end up shielding. I really shouldn't have shielded. I should just let my Cresselia go. We end up lagging a little bit. Yeah, quite a bit. And then when we unlag, this is always the fun part. We unlag. Well, I guess I unlag at some point. I unlag, and my Dusclops half dead. About to eat a Sky Attack. So, anyways, I know some people don't like lag, so... And then I undertap that Shadow Punch. And I'm like, okay, alright. It's alright. It doesn't matter. It's just practice, so... But it was just funny. I was like, ended up being, like, okay for me to hit that. Actually, maybe it was the better decision, because, like, doing that Roar Beam does a lot of damage to Lugia, probably more so than a Shadow Punch would. Shadow Punch is like a very weak move, like extremely weak move. So I tried this lineup. So he actually does like a really, really advanced move that I hadn't seen before. So in this matchup, I'm like, okay, I know I just need to hit these confusions, and I plug in my phone, and he switches out, and it allows his Haunter to survive, which is pretty miraculous. So And I was way too slow on the switch. Should have like paused on the switch, and I need to hit this fire punch at like the end of the 3 turns of Dragon Tail. And I go for the fire punch, and I'm hoping to win switch advantage. Like pretty desperate to win switch advantage. And I end up going for the cheaper charge move, which allows me to beat his Steelix to the charge move. And his Haunter comes back out and just like one-shots it. And then I just need to take one shot, and it ends up being a Bastiodon. I really should have Moonblast. Again, I don't know why I did the Roar Beam. And again, I'm not waiting. So here's the dilemma. So he has the energy and the shield advantage. I have the slight health advantage. So after this, we're pretty much at the same health. But he has a shield. So at this point in time, I actually think I'm totally going to lose. And I kind of deserve to lose for not doing the Moonblast. But I'm like kind of looking at it. I'm like, man, I can survive one more Flamethrower. And it's going to be pretty close on his side on whether he can survive one more Flamethrower. So I hit a little bit more, hoping that this is going to be the closing move. And man, surprisingly, I end up like winning that matchup. So GG there. And then this last one. Very strong player. I like Dustclaw. Maybe I need to give Driftblam another chance. I do like the chance of the boost. I do like the Shadow Ball nuke. So I would feel way more comfortable in this matchup if I had Hex, which I don't. So I switch out, trying to gain the energy advantage or something. And he comes in with a Alolan Marowak, which I thought was a really interesting switch in. Because these power punches are doing next to nothing, but I'm like already 2 times boosted with my bubbles. So they're doing a ton of damage. And I really debate. If I would have guessed this correctly, I think I would have won. Because I definitely would have survived still and still had the shield. And he comes in with Poliwrath. And I'm like, I don't know what it's going to be. Ends up being Dynamic Punch. Really nice touch on. And then I go for the Power Up Punch like an idiot, right? Like, well, actually, Power Punch probably would have been about the same as. So I come in with Dusclops. And really nice switch on his side. Beautiful switch. If I would have got the Fire Punch, it would have put me in like a way better situation. And he crunches me, and almost does a back-to-back, so pretty close. I need to shield. I don't know if like shielding was definitely necessarily the right play. And at this point in time, I realized that there's like almost no chance I can win. I needed to feint him down with that feint attack and then land the Shadow Punch on him, but there was no chance that was going to happen. So he ends up farming. So I was like, oh man, I don't know. I was going to try to sack switch my Poliwrath afterwards, but he has the Dynamic Punch ready to go. and hit it into my Pokemon. Not that there was any chance I was gonna win, because he would have hit the dynamic punch here and then put me at like pretty low health, and maybe I could have fainted him down, but he played really well. So definitely some really big consideration changes for my team and for people running the meta. Definitely looking for a second fighter. I might drop Bastinon or Driplim. I haven't really thought about it, or test out Driplim a little bit more. I still really like Dusclops. I still really like Cresselia and Steelix, and probably Poliwrath, but we'll see. I'm going to post more battle videos. I'm going to do best of 7 against some ace rank trainers, so you'll get a really good perspective on how those teams perform, and as well how these teams line up when actually see the other team. So anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.